Students, already we came across Boyle's law, Charles law, Avogadro law, Gay-Lussac law, and we already discussed combined gas law. Okay, now let us discuss. Here we have the Graham's law of diffusion. Okay, before going to that, we should come to know what is the definition of diffusion. Okay, after that we will discuss rate of diffusion. Then, okay, we will go for the Graham's law of diffusion. Okay, now before going to discuss the Graham's law of diffusion, now let us see the differences between the diffusion and effusion. Okay, here diffusion is what? The property of gases to spread and occupy the all available space is known as a diffusion. Now best example, fragments of perfume. You know very well, once you spray the perfume, what happen? Wherever, whichever the available space is there, it's going to occupy. That is called as a what? Diffusion. Now come to effusion is what? The escape of a gas from high pressure region into space through a fine hole here. Okay, fine hole is called effusion. Okay, so best example, you take a balloon, okay, filled with the air, blow with the air, after that make a fine hole. So what happened? From high pressure to the air will be passed to what? Low pressure in a fine hole. That process is called as a what? Effusion. Okay, here next come to second point is what? The diffusion is a non-directional phenomenon, isn't it? Why? Because means, do we have direction? For example, if you spray the perfume, you know very well there is no proper direction. Okay, it can go for any direction. So diffusion is a non-directional phenomenon, whereas here effusion is a what? Unidirectional phenomenon. Why? Because means you are making fine hole, isn't it? So in a particular direction only the what air is going to be spread. That is called as a what? Effusion. Now Graham's law of diffusion is applicable to for both diffusion and effusion. Okay. Now come to let us discuss what is the rate of diffusion. Okay. Rate of diffusion, we have the symbol what? Small r. Now what is the rate of diffusion here? It is the volume of the gas that diffuses in unit time. What is the meaning of that one? For example, I am giving the some time. Okay, in that time I am seeing that my gas is going to diffuse how much? That is called as a what? Rate of diffusion. How can you define here? R equal to volume of the gas diffused V divided with the what? Time of the diffusion. Means in a given time how much volume is occupied by the gas, that is called as a what? Rate of diffusion. Okay. Now let us discuss now Graham's law of diffusion. So we already we came to know what is the diffusion and what is the definition of rate of diffusion small r. Now Graham's law of diffusion, what is going to tell here? At a given temperature and pressure, okay, here what happened? Temperature is pressure is constant. So each for law we have the some variables are constant. In this case what? What here? Temperature, pressure are constant. The rate of diffusion of a gas, already we discussed what is the definition of rate of diffusion. Okay. Now the rate of diffusion of a gas is inversely proportional to the what? Square root of density or vapor pressure. We are going to show with the V with the subscript D, or you can do the VD, or molecular weight or molar masses, that we are showing to show with the what? Symbol M. Now if you go for the formula wise mathematically, this is R is what? R is rate of diffusion. What is given what? Inversely proportional means what? Here if you see the relation, here will square root of density, inversely proportional is there. Our rate of diffusion is what? Inversely proportional to what? Vapor density, or inversely proportional to what? Molar masses of the gas. Okay. So this is our Graham's law of diffusion. So for discussing diffusion, you have to mention the what is the temperature variables are constant means temperature and pressure, and inversely proportional to what? Square root of density or square root of vapor density or molar masses. M means what? Molar masses. Okay. Next, here if you have the different problems based on different relations. Okay, let us see here. If R1, R2 are the rate of diffusion of two gases. Now we are taking the two gases. Okay. Their rate of diffusion is what? R1, R2, and their density what? D1, D2. Now what we have relation? Inverse relation, isn't it? So what happened? R1, R2 means rate of diffusion of first gas, rate of diffusion of second gas equal to under root of D2 by D1. Means what? Density of second gas divided with the density of first gas. Why? Because means we have the inverse relation, isn't it? Now, since the molar mass of the gas is directly proportional to its density. So what here? Molar mass directly proportional to density. So here what happened? Instead of density, we are going to write the word molar mass. So now for what? Rate of diffusion already we came across, inversely proportional to what? Square root of molar masses. Now R1 by R2 under root of, instead of density, now what you are going to write? M2 by M1. Nothing but molar mass of second gas, molar mass of first gas. So here what is one? M1 and M2 are the what? Molar masses are molecular weight of the gases. Next, the molar mass of the gas is proportional to its vapor density. Again here one more formula we have. So what happened here? Molar mass is directly proportional to vapor density. Actually we have here what? Molar mass is equal to 2 into vapor density. Okay. Vd means what here? Vapor density. So now here what happened? Already we have the relation what? Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to the vapor density. Now if you see the relation what we have? R1 by R2 under root of what? Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to density. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to what? Molar mass of gases. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to vapor density. Isn't it? Okay. Now if T1, T2 and the relation, okay. If T1, T2 are the time of diffusion for identical volume V of two gases, their rate of diffusion will be given by. Actual what rate of diffusion means what? What we have here? R equal to, actual what we have? R equal to V by T. Okay. Now we are seeing the what? One time we consider as a volume is the same and second time we consider as a time is the same. Okay. Now what happened here? Now in the first case, we are taking the two gases. For the two gases, if you see the volume is the same. Okay. Then what happened? R equal to what? Rate of diffusion equal to volume of the gas by time. So your time is what? Different. T1, T2 time is different but volume is same. Then what happened? If you go for the R1 by R2, then V by T1 and V by T2. So V will get cancelled. You left with the what? T2 by T1. Okay. Now in next case what happened? You are assuming the same time now. Okay. In this case what we assume? Here volume is the same. But in this case what? Time is same. If V1 and V2 are the volume of two different gases diffusing in the same time, then their rates of diffusion will be given by, so what is the rate of diffusion? R equal to volume by time. Okay. But now in this case what happened? For this gas, time is same, T is same. So R1 equal to V1 by T, R2 equal to V2 by T. So if you go for the substitute formula, R1 by R2 what happened? T1, this time will be get cancelled. So R1 by R2 equal to V1 by V2. So from the above explanation, the rate of diffusion of two gases is given by what here? Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of density. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to what? Molar masses, inversely proportional to vapor density. Now R, what we have? R equal to what? Here volume by time. So it is directly proportional. Time is inversely proportional. Isn't it? Here you have to remember this is a time, not the temperature. Okay. Next what we have? Applications of diffusion. Okay. In the exam they may ask, define the Graham's law of diffusion and write its application. Now what are the use of, or what is the applications of Graham's law of diffusion? Okay. Now this principle is used in the separation of isotopes like uranium-235 and uranium-238. Okay. Now before going to that, you should know what is the isotopes definition. Isotopes means what? Having the same atomic number but difference in the mass. That type of elements are called as what? Isotopes. Now uranium-235, uranium-238. If you go for this atomic number 92, 92. Both are what? Atomic numbers same but molar masses are different. Such type of combination is called as what? Isotopes. Now if you go further, what happened? Here what we have relation? Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to density or molar masses, isn't it? So what happened? Mean if mass is there more, So what happened? Rate of diffusion is less. Why? Because means inverse relation, isn't it? Now here what we have the relation? R is inversely proportional to what? Here molar masses. Means just think about example. For example, 50 kg person is there, 90 kg person is there. Okay. So who will run fast? You definitely 50 kg person is run fast. Why? Because means its mass is less, so rate of diffusion is more. Now come to 90 kg, mass is more, so rate of diffusion is what? Less. Okay. Based on that, I am telling the just for example. Okay. More mass means less diffusion. Less mass means what happened? More diffusion. Okay. Now come to see here application. We are discussing the applications. So in 235, 238, who will run fast? Uranium 235. Okay. Why? Because means here molar mass is less, so rate of diffusion is more. Now in case of 238, what happened? Here molar mass is more, so rate of diffusion is less. So you can differentiate, you can separate the both the isotopes by using the what? Graham's law of diffusion. Next, molar mass of unknown gas can be determined by comparing the rate of diffusion of non-gas molar masses. Okay, why? Because means here we have the relation, isn't it? Okay, we just now discussed rate of diffusion R1 by R2 equal to under root of M2 by M1. For example, you don't know this one. Okay, if you know all this thing, can you know the molar mass of another gas? Yeah, okay. So if you know the three variables, you can calculate the fourth one. Okay, don't worry. This I will go for the another with example. We have the problems based. We have numerical problem also. Okay, okay. This again I will discuss. Next, Ansell's alarm, which are used in coal mines to detect what here? To detect the explosive marsh gas, nothing but methane, works on the principle of diffusion. Okay, if you go for the coal mines, what happened? Their workers are working there. So there is a one alarm that is called as Ansell's alarm. That alarm also work on the what? Coal based on the what? Here Graham's law of diffusion. For example, methane is there. Okay, methane molar mass is how much here? 16. If you take for the another gas like sulfur dioxide, what happened? Molar mass is 64. You think about. Okay, so what happened here? Mass is less. This gas is diffuses fastly. Once this gas touch to the alarm, it will be give the some bell. Okay, ringing. Okay, so here Ansell's alarm is useful. Is based on the what? Graham's law of diffusion. Okay, so here we discuss the Graham's law of diffusion. Let us see the problems or numerical problems on the Graham's law of diffusion. In the problem number is what? 4.4. Okay, now let us see the first, what is the numerical problem given in the textbook. Okay, based on that we will go for the explanation. Okay, now if you see the here numerical problem number 4.4, what is the given here? Okay, 360 cubic centimeter of methane gas diffused through a porous membrane in 15 minutes. Okay, now here what? 360 cubic centimeter means what? This is it volume. Already we discussed the units of volume and pressure, temperature. Okay, you have to remember. So cubic centimeter means what? This is a volume. Okay, in the time is what is given? 15 minutes. Okay, so here what is the gas here? Methane. For methane, 360 cubic centimeter volume given, time given. Okay, 15 minutes. Now under the similar conditions, okay, 120 cubic centimeter of another gas diffused in 10 minutes. Now we have the another gas. Okay, what is this volume here? 120 cubic centimeter of another unknown gas, and what is the time here? 10 minutes. Now find out the molar mass of the gas. Now we have to find out the what? Here what is the molar mass of the unknown gas? Okay, this problem is based on the Graham's law of diffusion. How we came to know? Here we have the volume and time. Okay, once we have the volume, time means we can calculate the rate of diffusion. Okay, so we can calculate rate of diffusion of methane. Next we can calculate the rate of diffusion of what? Another here unknown gas. Okay, from the molar mass of methane already we know. Now molar mass of unknown gas we have to find out. That is the question given to us. Okay, now let's see the solution for this one. Now what is the given there here? So here in the problem number 4.14 we have the methane and unknown gases there. For the methane volume how much given here? 360 cubic centimeter. Okay, time how much given? 15 minutes. Now molar mass of methane how much? You have to calculate. This is what? For carbon is 12, for hydrogen 4 means how much here? total 16 grams per mole. Okay, molar mass as default, you have to remember, in exam they won't give. Okay, next unknown gas, what is the given data? Volume, how much I am assuming as this is a V2. Okay, this is the first gas, the second gas volume is how much here? 120 cubic centimeter. Now time how much? T2 equal to 10 minutes. Okay, now what we have to find out? This is the question. Molar mass of the unknown gas we have to find out. So what happened? First we have to relation actual, what we have relation? R1 by R2 under root of M2 by M1. Okay. So with this relation we can find out the molar mass of unknown gas, nothing but M2 we have to find. So before that what should we know? We should know the rate of diffusion of methane R1 and the unknown gas R2 we should know. So but in the problem what is the given? Already we know rate of diffusion equal to volume of the gas by time. So first gas we are taking the R1 equal to V1 by T1. Okay. So R1 equal to what is we have the volume? 360 cubic centimeter. Time how much given? 15 minutes. Now if you go for the here simplification, R1 is equal to what? 24 cubic centimeter per minute. Why? Because already we have the minutes. If it's co-numerator, it's what happened? You can write the minute minus 1 or minute inverse. Okay, this is the R1 we got for the methane. Now come to for unknown gas. What is the given volume? Time already is there. So if you calculate the rate of diffusion for the unknown gas, that is we are assuming as a R2 equal to what? V2 by T2. So rate of diffusion R2 equal to how much given? 120 cubic centimeter. Time how much given? 10 minutes. Now if you go for the simplification, how much we are getting? 12 cubic centimeters meter inverse. Why? Because here we have the minute, sorry, this is a minutes inverse. Okay, minutes inverse. So now come to what? According to Graham's law of diffusion, what we have? R1 by R2 under root of M2 by M1. Isn't it? What is that one? Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to molar mass of the gas. So this is for the methane. Methane how much got we? R1 24 cubic centimeter meter inverse. For R2 how much we got? 12 cubic centimeter meter inverse. So these are going to get cancelled. Equal to under root of M2 we have to find out now. Now here what is molar mass of methane how much? This is M1 na? So how much you have? 16 grams per mole. Now if you go for the squaring on both the side, what happened now? This square will be get cancelled. Okay, then you are getting the M2 equal, this is total square now. So what happened? 24 into 24 into what happened here? This already square will be go, so you are getting the 16. Now here what happened? 12 into 12. Why? Because you are making the square on the both the sides. So if you make the square on the both the side, this is a square, this is a square. So what happened here? 24 into 24, 12 into 12. So if you go for the square will be left here. So here square will be get cancelled. You left with the M2 into M2 divided by the 16 grams per mole. So if you go the simplification, what you are getting here? Finally M2 equal to, here all units are get cancelled. Only we left with the what? Gram per mole. So here M2 is equal to how much? 64 gram per mole. So this is the what? Answer. What they ask? What is the molar mass of unknown gas? How much we are getting here? 64 grams per mole for the unknown gas. Okay. Now let us discuss here again what I told just now. Second applications of Graham's law of diffusion. What is here? Molar mass of unknown gas can be determined by comparing the rate of diffusion of known gas molar mass. Isn't it? Now the problem here. Just now we done. What happened? This gas methane gas molar mass is known. Okay. From that we can find out the molar mass of unknown gas. That is how much we got now? 64 gram per mole. Okay, this is another one applications of Graham's law of diffusion. Based on that we have seen the problem. Okay, this is about the Graham's law of diffusion. Okay, next we have the another problem on Graham's law of diffusion. That is what? Problem number 4.5. Okay, now let us see the problem. What is the given there? Numerical problem here. Okay, what is again here? Carbon dioxide and another gas X have their rates of diffusion as 0.290 cubic centimeter per second, okay, and 0.271 cubic centimeter per second respectively. Okay, so here what happened? We have the two gases. One is carbon dioxide, another is gas. We don't know, that is assuming as X. And here what happened? The rate of diffusion. Rate of diffusion units are what? units of volume by time. So here volume is cubic centimeter, time is given what? Second inverse. So here for both the gases the rate of diffusion given. Now find out the vapor density of the gas X if the vapor density of carbon dioxide is how much here? 22. Okay. Now for one gas the carbon dioxide they given the vapor density how much? 22, but we don't know the for the X gas what is the vapor density. Okay. Now let us see the solution. So here we have the two gases, one is carbon dioxide and another is a unknown gas, that is X. Okay. Now vapor density, the rate of diffusion of carbon dioxide how much here? I am assuming as what? R1, that is equal to 0.290 cubic centimeter per second. Vapor density already given, that is how much? 22. Now for R2 gas, for the unknown gas, they already given the rate of diffusion R2, that is R2 equal to how much given? 0.271 cubic centimeter per second. Now what is our question? We have to find out the vapor density. Now already we have the relation vapor, what rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to what? Vapor density. So inversely means we have R1 by R2 equal to under root of Vd2 by Vd1. Now R1 already we have the 0.290 cubic centimeter per second and R2 how much given? 0.27 cubic centimeter per second equal to how much we have under root of vapor density of gas X. We have to find out this one. Vapor density of D1 for carbon dioxide how much? 22. Okay. Again if you go for the squaring on both the side, what happen here? These both are units are same, so get cancelled. So now what happened? Vapor, if you go for the squaring, what happened here? So this is the squaring. So here also this is the squaring. Okay. So what happened here? The square root will be get cancelled. Now if you go for the squaring mean this will be double. So 0.290 into again what? 0.290. So 0.271, 0.271. Here what happened? Once you square this square and root will be get cancelled. You left with only 22 here. So if you go for the simplification, we have the vapor density of gas X is how much here? 25.19. Okay. These are the based on the what numericals based on Graham's law of diffusion. Okay. In exam very important, they ask define the Graham's law of diffusion and they may ask one numerical based on the Graham's law of diffusion.